Shot at the moment, not that much is going to happen. And it almost, there's a left hook.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. There's only two ways that I know of that you can learn from experiences in life. The first way is that you can learn from your own experiences, your own personal experiences. You experience a success or a failure or something in between. There's obviously things that you can learn from that, things that you can take from that feedback that you get that can help you moving forward. The second way is you can learn from other people's experiences. You can learn from their successes or failures by observing them or by talking to them and asking them to describe their experience to you. So those are the two main ways that I know of. What am I getting at here? Well, last night on Netflix, there was a big boxing match between Jake Paul and this guy named Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is a two-time heavyweight champion of the world, still a top 5 heavyweight, one of the best heavyweights to ever do it. He's a former Olympic gold medalist, one of the best boxers out there in the heavyweight division, versus Jake Paul, who just started boxing 5 years ago. And all credit to Jake Paul. He has dedicated his life to boxing in the last 5 years, and he's gotten significantly better. And he's really done a great job of promoting himself, putting on great events, and getting himself into fights that most people, most boxing fans, most sports fans would say he's got no business being in. He's making more money than any boxer probably ever has. And he's certainly done that quicker than anybody ever has. How did Jake Paul do that? How did he get himself to this level where he's at? Well, certainly it's partially because he built a big following when he was, back in 2017, 2018, when he was a YouTuber, and before that, when he was on the Disney Channel. So he came into the game with a massive following. So pretty much anything he did, there was going to be eyeballs on it. The second thing is Jake Paul has a delusional level of optimism, a delusional level of belief in himself and his ability to do things that other people think are impossible, that other people simply can't do, or that other people absolutely would never try. And that level of delusion has gotten Jake Paul, almost every success and everything that he's gotten in life has come from that level of self-belief, of belief in his ability to make things happen. And for him, it's almost a level of delusion. What happened last night is that level of delusion and that level of optimism got him into a position that most people can't get into. And what he found out was that that level of optimism and delusion can get you places. It can open doors for you, but it can't save you once you're in some of those rooms if you're not prepared, if you don't have the requisite skill set to operate in the room that level of delusional optimism got you into. That level got him that fight. It got him on that stage, but once the bell rang and it was just him and Joshua inside the ropes, that level of delusional optimism couldn't save him, because he was up against a guy who dedicated his entire life to the sport of boxing, who was a true boxer, who was a real champion, who had a real skill set, who had real knowledge of the game, who had a real understanding about the game of boxing, about the psychology of boxing, about how to operate in different conditions and different adversity that you face during a boxing match. So what am I saying about Jake Paul? I'm saying congrats to Jake Paul. Kudos to Jake Paul, because that level of delusional optimism and self-belief should be a lesson for all of us. This is a lesson that we can all learn from Jake Paul's experiences, that with deep belief in yourself and deep levels of optimism, almost to the point of delusion, can get you places that most people will never get to. The other lesson that we can take from that is that you also have to be prepared. You also have to have the skill set. You also have to have the knowledge. You also have to have the ability to handle yourself in some of the situations that are going to present themselves to you once you get to those levels and once you get into those rooms that delusional optimism got you into. Maybe that's a lot deeper than anybody really looked into that, but I thought that was fascinating to watch last night, and frankly to watch throughout Jake Paul's entire career. All respect to him. Kudos to him for getting himself to the place that he's gotten to. And for dedicating his life to boxing, he's gotten so much better, and he is a good boxer. He can compete with a lot of professionals. But it's also a cautionary tale that with that level of delusional optimism, with that level of self-belief, you also have to acquire the skills, the knowledge. You have to build those things through the reps. And some things you can't fast track. They just take time. Boxing is one of those things that takes years and years and years to hone that craft. And Jake Paul has not been able to condense 10 or 15 years of learning and experience into the 5 years that he's been doing it. He simply couldn't overcome the knowledge and skill gap that a guy like Anthony Joshua presented. So my 2 takeaways from that: have that level of delusional optimism and delusional self-belief. Believe in yourself more than anybody, and believe in yourself at the highest level, and make sure that you're also building the skills, acquiring the knowledge, getting the reps, and doing the things that are going to serve you, that are going to allow you to be successful once you get into those rooms or those positions that optimism affords you.